back. According to the CDC, suicide continues to be one of the leading causes of death in the United States. Suicide and the Black Church is an initiative founded more than a decade ago by Pastors William and Diane Young to help raise awareness on the issue. And this June marks the 11th annual Suicide and the Black Church Conference. And this year's theme is Together We Stand. Here to talk more about the conference and how you can participate is its founder, Pastor Diane Young, and Dr. Altha Stewart, Dean and Director of the Division of Community Psychiatry at the UT Health Science Center. Ladies, welcome. So glad to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. Pastor Young, let's begin with you. What made you and your husband start this conference? Was it a personal reason?
It was personal, very personal. Of course, we pastored the Healing Center on Chulahoma Road, and we had a member on Sunday morning who came and said, I want to talk to you on tomorrow.
Okay.
And we're scheduled and everything. We got a call at 7 that morning that somebody was laying on the ground at our church. My husband left, went to see, and it was her. She had come to the grounds, taken a pistol, got under the cross, and she took her life. And it became very personal for us then. And we didn't realize that it was such an issue until we started doing research. And we found out that it was happening all over the country.
Right.
And so we wanted to connect the church and make the church own this conference.
Well, Dr. Stewart, let's bring you in. When it comes to suicide, especially in the Black community, with people who look like you and me, do we have this conversation often, or sometimes do we shy away from talking with health professionals like yourself, and that's when we turn to the church?
We definitely do not have this conversation often enough, and there's still a fair amount of stigma attached to even talking about mental health, much less suicide. The beauty of what Pastor Young and her husband, Bishop William Young, did was open the door to having these conversations in a safe environment. The churches where many Black people go for counsel, for support, for everything that they need in the way of help and well-being. And so they're offering to do this on a regular basis. It's just a godsend to the community of Memphis and to the country now.
By all means, that's for sure, because hundreds of people come for this as well. Pastor Young, the theme again, as we mentioned earlier, Together We Stand. Why that theme? What does it mean?
I think about how important unity is. And when we stand together, we're almost undefeated. And so we use that theme because I mean, all year I've been talking about together. I've been talking about unity. I've talked about no division, let's stand together. And so the theme kind of came out of that, and then I've seen how other churches have embraced the conversation, which when we first started it was kind of, what are we talking about? But now, with experiences that people are having with some of their parishioners, it's becoming a conversation we have to have about mental health, domestic violence, and so many things involved in this.
Part of this conversation and some of the topics will range from moving beyond lost life after suicide, strength to come back from trauma, the impact of social media on suicide, suicide by cop. Why these topics?
Because these are the topics of today. We all know that the challenges related to social media and the heavy impact that it has on behavior, particularly in our young people, is something that we have to deal with head on. And so Pastor has done a tremendously great job of selecting issues that are today topics that we could collect a set of speakers who are experts in these areas, who are coming here, either are from Memphis or coming from outside of Memphis. I'm telling you, Alex, this is now a national effort, and I have to commend Pastor Young and Bishop Young because they were part of the first wave of ministers who gathered with psychiatrists to talk about how do we create the opportunity to have this conversation openly in our communities, and they were part of the first wave.
And
Memphis is nationally.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, Memphis has this resource. It's a homegrown resource.
And we'd like that for sure to have this discussion. Pastor Young, who needs to be here? You might have people watching, listening right now saying, I don't know if I should be there or not, or maybe I know somebody who's been impacted by this and their life has been changed forever. Who needs to be here?
I think that everybody that has a person in their family that they love need to be a part of this, so you'll know when there are changes, because there are changes that this conversation help you see.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes parents don't want to deal with the fact that something may be going on with their children. But when you come to this conference, you see it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to have these conversations. They are hard conversations, but we need to have them.
Quickly here, how has this conference over the years even changed you perhaps?
Oh, it has changed me because it's been so informative to me, because we have the professionals we have coming in are coming from across the country, from Las Vegas, New York, Washington, D.C. Thanks to Dr. Stewart, the APA, they're a part of this conference this year. So they're sending black professionals from across, not just black, we have, you know, it's a mixture.
Right.
But we address the trauma that happens in the black community, which we want to put a spotlight on, so we'll all know that it could happen anywhere.
That's for sure, unfortunately so. And those dates again are when?
June the 10th and the 11th.
All right. Dr. Stewart, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pastor Young, so good to see you
Good to
as
see
well. A lot of people might know your son, I believe.
They may.
Memphis Mayor Paul Young.
Yeah, they're proud of him too.
I know you. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having this very meaningful conversation with us.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you for having me.